Hello everyone, I'm PrussianPrince with another Total War Warhammer 2 tournament match cast. This is the HW League tournament number 8. No, HW League 7 tournament number 8 semi-final match between ODM's Enticity and RTK's PrussianPrince. Now, bit of an announcement before that. I actually lost in the match prior to this. It was against the High C. I do not have the replays because of crashes. Like I said, I gave him the win anyway, because High C was basically winning both of those games. So yeah, and only one of the games crashed, but I didn't want to show the other one. So well done by High C. It's actually a Chinese player who's very, very good. My first encounter with him, and I've never seen him before, and obviously like he smashed me, so you know, I really respect him for that. Suppose. But anyway, enough about Heisey. Well, actually, not enough. I advanced because Heisey told the organizer to let me through because he had to go since this tournament was played in the evening, European time. That meant, you know, in China it was even later on, like somewhere like, I don't know, 3, 4 a.m. So I guess he wanted to go to sleep, so he messaged the admin, was like, hey, can you let PrussianPrince through, because I have to concede. So I was really happy. I got to advance, even though it's bittersweet, because I think they should have been out of the tournament, but obviously you wouldn't. I suppose you don't really want a semi-final not be played. But anyway, that said, here we go. First round, first game of this match, the semi-final. Playing as the Lizardman. And Enticity is in command of the Wood Elves here. So what do we have? On my side, I have, of course, since I'm the Lizardman, Lord Mazdamundi with Ruination of Cities, Banishment, Shield of the Old Ones, Apotheosis, and Vamman Talk, Sunburst Standard of HWL, and Greater Arcane Conduit. So that's an expensive Mazda, although, you know, he is not on his luck. We also have 2 Bastillodon Solar Engines and actually 2 Skink Chiefs. Skink Chiefs are really, really annoying. Of course, 4 Chameleon Skinks as well. Looks like I do have 4 Saurus Spears with shields. Make that 5. Bunch of Skink Cores with Javelins, 3 of them, and that is the Lizardman build. Now for the Wood Elves, we have up front Orion himself here. He has Horn of the Wild Hunt, Hounds of Orion, Hawks the Lawn, Cloak of Isha, nothing else. We also have a caster here, which is the Branch Wraith. We have the Withering, Penumbral Pendulum, Earth, Blood, and that is it. For the main line, it looks like we have a bunch of Eternal Guards. I believe they're all shieldless variants. Very interesting. 5 shieldless Eternal Guards. I mean, Skinks will have a field day against those if they're able to shoot them. And we have 3 Glade Guards with Star Fire Shafts, so that is the Fire and AP variant. We also have, over on the right flank, a huge contingent of cavalry. Well, huge for Wood Elves, you know, but for Bretonia, this wouldn't be huge at all. So we have 2 Wild Riders, actually no, Wild Rider with Spears, Glade Rider with Spears here, and of course, the Lost Sylvan Knights, which is an R1 Great Stag Knights unit. This is a very strong unit in this matchup because it is a magic unit, so a magical unit, magical unit. 75% physical resistance, so yeah, obviously magic damage would do quite well against it. But let's get the show on the road, hit play. Already you can see that Orion's has been taking some damage. He's actually already at half HP. Skink's moving up, Bastillodon's shooting him heavily right now. Doing some damage, a lot of damage actually. He's, you know, you think, okay, is this wasted damage? Yes and no, because at some point this is gonna mean that Orion will reach his heal cap faster as he's already taken damage. You can argue that maybe I should have been shooting the Glade Guards with Starfire Shafts or the cap. I mean, shooting the Great Stag Knights here would be good. Actually got a charge here, but oh, when the Saurus Spears get rear charged by Wild Riders, this is not good, but they do go around. So at this point, I'm in a very precarious position. Orion goes really low, and you can already see his heal cap value. There's a Ruination of Cities here. Doesn't do much, goes completely the wrong way. Now Bastillodon's here, and there's a lot of trouble here. The Lizardmen are going around. The Stag Knights have already taken some damage, which is huge. One model lost. It's pretty good, but one of the Solar Engines is already off the field thanks to the Wild Riders and focus fire from the Blade Guard. Sting Chiefs get caught here, which is really, really bad. There's a lot of cavalry here, and it is catching all the skin cohorts with javelins. But at this point, this is going to be very important, because now we have a net of Amantok catching all 4 cavalry units of the Wood Elves. So at this point, this would have been really bad had the Wood Elves just been able to run amok here. They already did a lot of damage, but with this net, it's going to be a lot of spears here and javelins and skinks targeting this area. So Blade Riders here not doing so hot. The Solar Engine coming back. Skinks will come back as well. Sorrow Spears here defeating those Wild Riders with shields. Very, very nice. Now there's going to be a cost here, which is going to see how much damage it does. Not too much, because again, that spell got nerfed, and Sorrow Spears, they're pretty tanky units anyway. So here, this was a pretty good engagement, but again, this Lost Silver Knights are still alive. There's still like 20 models of them. They need to go down. There's the Hounds of Orion popped here as well. And now here's the huge thing. Orion is still alive, but he's engaged with the Bastildon here. This is an engagement Orion wants. These Eternal Guards are pushing away the Chameleon Skinks, which is good because Chameleon Skinks could be shooting at Orion, and Orion has no shield. He also has like no armor, but he does of course have some physical resistance, but he would still take quite the damage from the Skinks, so I want to be careful. Solar Engine here is still alive, still 20 Lost Silver Knights, and this unit is just going to be just waltzing around here doing a lot of damage. Already 840 damage value, but the thing is, it's starting to drop a little bit in terms of HP, but it's at half HP, but it still has over half the models, so that's pretty good ratio. However, this means getting touched. If it gets touched by something, it's going to take damage. I believe one of them went down there. So these Sorrow Spears here are engaging, and they're going to do quite okay against the Cav. The Skin Cohorts with Javelins are in melee. Can't do much. The Solar Engine here is taking massive casualties. Not casualties, because it's a single entity, just hit point damage. Apotheos is popped, but this you can see it's really routing at this point. In terms of value, didn't really do much. I mean, although, oh, that's a much better Ruination, but still not too much damage to either of these. And there's going to be a nice pop here, some nice Vortex spell. Skink Chief's running around. The Solar Engine is going to get caught by the Lost Silver Knights eventually, which is going to be bad. The Wood Elves are winning here. Still balance of power in Lizardman favor, but it's... Oh, the Solar Engine is going to get attacked here. And Skink Chiefs are trying to target down these Lost Silver Knights, but they're definitely difficult to get rid of. If Solar Engine does go down and out, the Lost Silver Knights will disengage. Apotheosis has been popped on Mazdamundi, but I wonder if I should have used it on the Sorrow Spear instead. Would have been a lot more useful, I feel. So now here, this Lost Silver Knight's again gonna do work. We'll take out these Skin Cohorts with Javelins. Sorrow Spears here are winning against Eternal Guard. So in general, the front line is being won by the Lizardmen, as you would expect. More Lizardmen units coming back. There's also, you know, an engagement over here, which is Orion just dealing with, at this point, he actually dealt with that Solar Engine, but Skinks are around. The Skinks will prove to be a huge problem for Orion here. At this point, I'm like, okay, I saw this Lost Silver Knights going here, which is a great move. They're going to be fast enough to catch all these Skinks here, and that's going to be bad. They also have physical resistance, so these Skinks are gone. Orion got really low. Now there's, of course, a Skink unit here. But still, look at these Lost Silver Knights here. They're not even going to take that much damage because of the physical resistance, but still. Frontline engagement with Shield of the Old Ones popped. Lots of good... yeah, this engagement here has been good for the Lizards. Balance of power shifting more and more in Lizardman favor. And these Sorrow Spears here are engaging the Blade Guards, but they... Yeah, okay, so they are stabilizing. They had like a little bit of a morale issue. They should be starting to do some damage. These Skinks here going out. Of course, the Chameleon Skinks here ran out of ammo, and that's bad. Now, however, though, Orion's getting closer and closer to his healing cap. So that is going to be bad, but, you know, more Wood Elf units getting taken out here, which is affecting the balance of power, but also, as Orion heals, he himself will be affecting the balance of power, so we'll see how that plays out by the end of the game. Blade Guards here kiting. And oh no, the Branch Wraith has been engaged in combat by these Saurus Spears. The Branch Wraith isn't gonna like this at all. Skink Chiefs here are gonna be instrumental in taking down Orion, because they can definitely poison him and they can do damage and whittle him down, especially as he's almost reached his heal cap. And look at the Chameleon Skinks here, they're gonna go down. This unit here, I wonder how much value it's already gotten here. So Lost Sylvan Knights, if we look at the damage value, 1600 already on those, so definitely lots of value. I suppose they're gonna come in here and finish off that skink next. Should be getting a heal from this Branch Wraith if possible, because they're getting very low here. Skink Horde with Javelins coming in here to try and target the Lost Sylvan Knights. Will they get a volley off? No, they do not. Actually, they do, but they didn't really have much to throw, so that was unfortunate for them. Engagement here, Saurus Spears with the Shield of the Old Ones popped. This engagement here should be going alright. The Elf units are going down at this point. Walking the Saurus Spears straight into the Hounds of Orion, but I do end up moving them at some point. However, that was a mistake. Blade Guards are being pulled forwards, and there we go. More of these Lost Sylvan Knights coming in here, doing damage. Oh, there is now going to be a net of Ammon talk here onto the Lost Sylvan Knights. Engaged. However, they do manage to rout these Saurus Spears here. They actually terrified them, which is actually problematic, but still there are units here to try and deal with Lost Sylvan Knights here. They're going to start losing HP, which is good, but Orion's coming in for the rear charge onto Mazda, so Mazda has to get away from here. But Mazda is under attack by these Lost Sylvan Knights, and it's definitely not easy for him to run away. Lost Sylvan Knights are being microed away, as is Orion, as Orion's just waltzing through here. And he is really hitting the rear of Lord Mazdamundi here. Mazda is not liking it. Branch Wraith coming back though, which is huge, and however, Orion is getting shot here. Saurus Spears are going to engage on him, and they're going to annoy the hell out of him here. They should be hitting him and doing some damage to him eventually, but especially the Skink Chiefs here. The Skink Chiefs are instrumental, but one of them is going to get shut down. Should be supported by the Saurus Spear right now, but just definitely a mistake here. This unit should be going in to save them, but that's a little bit of a late reaction for me. This engagement is going to go the way of the Saurus Spears. But there's going to be a decent heal here already from the Wood Elves, and that is a huge heal. 11 models left still, but finally these units are going down. So Shield of the Old Ones pop here just to make sure that these units hold for as long as possible. Ryan's alive, but he has reached finally his heal cap. Skink Chiefs, however, as you can see, they're just targeting Orion and they're hitting him, and that's really hurting the Wood Elves. There's another Hounds of Orion, but here's a huge problem. We see the Lost Sylvan Knights here. They actually get hit a little bit by the Hounds, and they go for a rear charge onto the Saurus Spears. It's kind of a good rear charge here, but still, out there's like 10 of them, but still, that's quite a lot, especially later into the stages. Lord Mazdamundi is getting hit pretty hard here. Some Saurus Spears are alive, but they're quite low on HP. This unit is going to go down to the Saurus Spears. Skink Chiefs still targeting Orion here. Orion at 836 HP, but this unit is obstructed. This one is not. Oh, still not obstructed here. Orion going to town here on Mazdamundi. Who's going to fall first? It's going to be Orion or Mazdamundi. Mazdamundi breaks, and it's now down to Orion, who's at 600 HP. Is he going to be able to do it? 576 HP, still going down, still getting shot at in the back by the Skink Chiefs. But still, the balance of power is even, but Mazdamundi is routing. As are the Lost Sylvan Knights, actually. They're also routing. There's like 8 of them. And there's, of course, more Wood Elves coming around the back to hit these Skink Chiefs, but look at Orion down to 200-ish HP. 87, one more shot will probably do it. And there we go, Orion goes down, and now the Skink Chiefs have to kite away. The Branch Wraith also goes down. Mazdamundi is going to come back at this rate, but all these units will get disengaged. Mazdamundi coming back, so now as he comes back, he's going to go ahead and chase the Blade Guards off the field. And that is the game, which is a very, very close and exciting game. Look at the statistics. Mazda Mundi, okayish value. Skink Chiefs really carried this game. Zara Speeders did a great job, as you'd expect. Even the Javelin's doing alright. And wow, look at these coming in skinks. Really lots of value, particularly for shooting at none other than Orion himself, I suppose. Solar Engine is one of them, really got value, and one just got shot to pieces. I suppose it's value in another way, right? Because that was the sponge. Now for Enticity, we can see Orion did great here. Branch Wraith surprisingly got like 600 damage value, probably because of pendulums. Thrill Guards here, you wouldn't expect them to do very well, but of course the 3 Starfire Shafts here, amazing damage. However, the units that were wasted for the Wood Elves here, you can see it's the Glade Riders with spears. Also the Wild Riders with shields here, pretty much wasted, but excellent use of the Lost Sylvan Knights. However, they really almost carried this game. These 2 units almost carried this game, the Orion and the Lost Sylvan Knights essentially, but wasn't enough, so that's 1-0 for me. See how game 2 goes. So here we have game number 2. I'm playing as the Greenskins, and Enticity is in command of the Vampire Counts. See how this one plays out, as we are on Galparaz. So Greenskins against Vampire Counts. I've practiced this matchup quite a bit, but sometimes it goes well, sometimes it does not. So let's go over the builds really quickly. I have Skarsnik, yes, Skarsnik with Fungi and Spite of the Bad Moon and Get Back Here. Then we have 2 Shamans. Actually, no, I lied. We have an Orc Shaman here with the Fists of Gork and Gaze of Mork. We also have the Giant River Troll Hag with Spirit Leech, Maida, and yeah, that's about it. What else do we have? Ah, yes. I have a bunch of Skirmish Gav. That's 2. Okay, not a bunch, just 2. We also have 3 infantry archers, so to speak. It's 3 Savage Orc Rare Boys. And front line of quadruple Savage Orc Biggins, 4 of them. Supported by the 8 Peak Loonies. And last but not least, this Goblin unit in the back, just to defend the archers in case. So we have the Broken Tusks mob and also this Orc Boy Biggin unit. Now, let's go over the Count's army. So this is going to be an interesting one. We have the Strigoi Vampire Lord here. And we see that's a lot of stuff. Ghoul King of Usharan, Amulet, Command of the Unliving, Invocation of the Hex, Spirit Leech, Death Shriek, the Hunger, Curse of Undeath. So that's a lot of stuff on him. Other single entities, well, I suppose we have 2 White Kings, probably just, yeah. Well, we have Scab's Wrath, of course, and one of them even has, oh no, never mind. It's the Necromancer. So the Necromancer, not the White King. We have Forbidden Rod and Raise Dead. Other single entities, yes, actually, we have 2 Black Coaches on the left flank of Vampire Counts. Now for Cavalry Contingent, we see a bunch of Black Knights. That is 4 Black Knights. Infantry-wise, is basically a mix. So we have some Cane Wraiths. We have 1 on each flank, basically. Front line of 4 zombies. You know, that's the Sponge. That is the Meat Shield. Is that 4 zombies? No, that's 5 zombies. I couldn't see this 1 zombie because of the Necromancer. We also have 2 Skeleton Warriors, and that is it. Of course, the Black Knights, 2 of them seem to have 1 Chevron. So the Skeleton Warrior has 1 Chevron. So some early skirmishing going on. This is what I want to do. I also want to focus on one of the Count's flanks here. So I want to start an engagement here while I rotate my flank and position myself this way, right? That's like a typical strategy, or tactic I should say. It would be more accurate to just overload one of your opponent's flanks with like overwhelming numbers, basically. So here, Skirmish Cap is doing work, actually. Putting in quite some damage onto those Black Knights. Annoying the Cane Wraiths a little bit, but that doesn't really do much since they have a lot of physical resistance. For Goblin Spider Archers, obviously do physical damage. They are not magical. They don't have magical attacks. So here, I'm just turning around the formation and trying to start an engagement here. Gain rates actually took some damage, and Savage Orc Pickens here will get buffed by Fists of Gork, which not only does give him a lot of melee attack and defense, it really helps because of the magical attacks, and that's really going to take down the gain rates in record time. However, my archers are being compromised here by Black Knights, which is a no-no. We do have the 8-week loonies coming up, and they're going to pop their loons soon. This engagement here is going excellently for the greenskins. Giant River Troll Hag is over here. It's going to pop a Spirit Leech onto the Black Knights. Maybe not the target, but the target nonetheless. Skirmish Cap is still around. Broken Tusk Mob engaging here. Might on these Black Knights, so that's going to make it harder for them to disengage. I suppose the loon was over here, but against Skeleton Warriors and such, I don't know. That was a dodge here from the 8-big loonies as well. The Crypt Pool summon, definitely very annoying. Black Coach is coming in to just wipe out the Savage Orc Pickens. Of course, we do have the Wah pop, so that's going to help a lot, but these Black Coaches here are doing significant damage to these Savage Orc Pickens. Of course, the Crypt Pools here will go off, so at some point the back line will be secured, but at what cost though? Because these archers over here, they haven't really been firing too much. This archer is very compromised. There are 48 models left, which is huge, but his Black Knights will make sure that there won't be 48 for too much longer. Gain rate is still chasing these Savage Orc Rare Boys, so archers in this case haven't been able to do much. It's a shame. Giant River Troll Hag is engaged here. It's around basically, and Savage Orc Pickens here are really chasing off the Black Coach. There's a huge problem here, which is Skarsnik is engaged, he's Spirit Leeched, and there needs to be support, but support isn't coming for Skarsnik right now, and you know, he's a strong character, but there's only so much that he can do, right? And yeah, should have sent these units here to support Skarsnik. That is a massive mistake. It's gonna take so much damage now. Still not being supported, and that's, you know, those cycle charges onto Skarsnik are huge. White King's definitely doing damage. And there's a get back here popped, but he got a massive hit onto him from the White King there, and that's gonna shift the balance of power. Yes, we do still have some Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers on the field. 8-big loonies are around. There's still units for sure, but that's a nice Spirit Leech onto Skarsnik. Black Coaches here are trying to pull out, and they're taking some damage while pulling out, but that said, oh yeah, so this is a huge problem. Skarsnik is running away, and he got hit pretty badly actually by that Black Coach, so probably will be unable to come back, especially as he's chased by the Strigoi Vampire Lord. Actually, the Strigoi Vampire Lord turns around and starts deciding to hit Orc Shaman. There's a nice loon here that's going to deal damage to not only some of these knights, but also a lot of the other units around here, so that's a nice damage. That is a good cast though on that Scab's Craft, taking out a lot of these Savage Orc Pickens. Terrified. Black Coaches though not doing so hot here, but the Broken Tusk Mob also get terrified. So that is huge. These units here though, Zombies and Black Knights, are going down thanks to the support of other units. You can see though, the balance of power is looking really, really bad at this point. Black Coach is still on the field though. There's our Broken Tusk Mob, who once again get broken. But Strigoi Vampire Lord is chasing off against Skarsnik, so Skarsnik is never coming back. Greenskin is still left on the field here. This unit of Black Knights should crumble for sure here. Some archers coming back, but how many models? I can't see because of the notifications. 27 to 20, still something, but over time they're definitely going to do work onto the Black Coaches especially, but still. The problem here is the Broken Tusk Mob are routed off the field and they can't come back. If they could, they would be able to finish off this Black Coach and potentially a Black Coach. Now there's engagement over here. We have the River Troll Hag smashing the Necromancer. Now the Necromancer is actually critical binding, and this Forest Goblin Spider Eye Archer is here to make sure, just again, to be a sponge for the Giant River Troll Hag and mess with the targeting AI of the opponent's units. We have some Savage Orc Pickens here, as well as Forest Goblin Spider Eye Archers coming into the melee to do what must be done, but there's not much left of the greenskins anymore, and even if hypothetically, well, greenskins would win this engagement, actually they would. Greenskins would win this engagement, but there's not enough to take out this black coach, these gain rates here, and the Sugoi Vampire Lord, and the Black Knights here, which now have 2 chevrons. There's some good hits though onto this Necromancer. This game's definitely getting closer and closer, but still, yeah, the Raver Troll Hag is getting some hits there onto the Black Coach. He's also mithered. Sugoi Vampire Lord coming back. So this Forest Golem Spider Archer is actually trying to save the Broken Tusk Mob, and over time theoretically we'll be able to. Actually no, because they have the same speed, so never mind. Here we have the Sugoi Vampire Lord just jumping down and munching on all the remaining green skin units. And that is going to do it. Here we see the, I believe, one of the 8 big loonies going down. That is the game. Let's take a look at statistics. We have Skarsnik with not much value as expected, or Shaman, River Troll Hag. Did quite well. 8 big loonies, of course they're going to get okay damage. Some of the Savage Orc Biggins, yeah, one of them did great here, but others didn't really pay for themselves, except this one, I suppose, did alright. Yeah, the Savage Orc Rare Boys were really units that lost the game here, and these Orc Boy Biggins just got terrified off the field, and it was pretty bad, but they didn't really save Skarsnik. That was a huge problem. And here they are, you know, the Skirmish Cav. Despite this damage value, I mean, it's really close to their value anyway, but poison alone makes them very, very worth it, and just being annoying in general. Now for the Vampire Counts, we have Sugoi Vampire Lord with decent value. White King, of course. Yeah, zombies, all of them paid for themselves almost. Gain rates didn't do great this battle because, you know, Fists of Gorg, extra attack, defense, and especially magical attacks is huge. The Black Knights, in general, being very annoying, but only one really paid for itself here. And the Black Coach is just 2 of the MVP units here for sure. Now, this is 1-1. Both of us are on match point, as this is a best of 3. So, next game will decide who advances to the final. So there we have it, game 3 on Summer Song. I'm playing as Bretonnia. My opponent, Disty, is in charge of the Vampire Coast. So, I'm bringing my tried and tested Bretonnia build here, which usually works out okay, but definitely has some weaknesses. See how it goes. So here we go. I'm gonna go over the builds. For Bretonnia, we have Enchantress on the horse, Sylvaran, we have Chalice of Potions, Earthblood, Awakening of the Wood, Mist of the Lady, and Life Bloom. I mean, of course, you bring Mist of the Lady. Why wouldn't you if you have the Fae? The Paladin also on horseback with just Guardian, and the Green Knight also on horseback. I mean, not like you really have a choice, with nothing really. Okay, wait, Sacred Guardian, is that the HP regen and forest? Yeah, basically. Okay, so what else is there to talk about this build? So we have 3 cav units only, 3 Knights Errant. Frontline consists of, well, actually 4 of these Battle Pilgrims, which will munch through any of the coast frontline, anything that they can bring frontline-wise. Yeah, unless, you know, they bring Death Guards, but Death Guards are pretty weird and to bring in this matchup. And also, Battle Pilgrims have a nice formation, so mortars won't hurt them that much because they're in a pretty spread out formation. Okay, anything else? Let's see. Yeah, we do have 2 Peasant Mob here that I forgot to actually put in front of the Battle Pilgrims to soak some shots, but won't be a biggie. Of course, one of them has 1 Chevron. And now there's the huge core of this army. We have 8 archers in total. Yes, 8. I believe 3 are box arrows. Are they? Yes, 3 box arrows, 1 regular, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fire arrows. So this fire arrows can be good against Coast, as you know, they have a lot of weak to fire units because of regen. So let's take a look at what else is there for the Coast. I mean, not what else. What is the army of Coast, since we didn't really go over it. Okay, well, we have Noctilus on the Necrophex Colossus with the, what abilities here? Well, we have the Captain Rot's Moondial item, Arcane Conduit, What else? Invocation of the Heck, Ground Dead, the Hunger, the Curse of Undeath. We also see actually a very interesting pick from Enticity, which is 4 deck droppers. 2 of them are the Bombers variant. And of course we do have also the Lamprey's Revenge here, which is the Rotting Promethean's Gunnery Mob. In terms of artillery, well, we have the mortars, and we actually do have 2 more single entities, which is Gunnery Whites, double Gunnery White, and they are both on crabs with Scabscrath, I believe, and well, obviously they have more powder. Other than that, what do we have? So up front, yeah, 2 of these zombie pirate deckhand mobs and 2 polearms, make that 4 polearms in total, and 2 more regular infantry. So that is the setup for Coast. At play, and at this point, see that just he's doing a very smart thing here, which is positioning all of the deck droppers onto this flank. And this is good because Enticity can fight like 1 peasant bowman at a time, or max 2 with this deployment here, which is very good. You know, just concentrating his firepower on 1 area of the battlefield is not a bad idea. The problem is here, obviously, these 4-on-1, obviously 4 deck droppers would win. That would be very cost effective. However, we do have 2 mortars here. Or is it just 1? No, it is a single mortar, my bad. But that's still going to be annoying. Already we see the Battle Pilgrims taking significant casualties here. Fire arrows are hitting some of these deck droppers, so they're going to be very annoying, but mortars are hitting the peasant bowmen. Really nice job here from Enticity, just targeting down these units. 1 bomber on 1 archer, this bomber also on this archer. They're taking quite the damage. Also great Scabscrath onto this Pox Arrow, so some great stuff here from Enticity so far, already rounding off 4 peasant bowmen, so that is huge. Even though 8 peasant bowmen, so that means 4 left. This one here is not moving, so that's actually a big deal. I suppose I didn't move it when I decided to move it. So here, was that a Scabscrath? I'm not sure. Mortar missed though, so there's a lot of anti-bowmen here, anti-bowmen units from the coast. Have more cap coming around, this Battle Pilgrim getting shot. All these peasant bowmen are going down to deck droppers. The Enchantress is engaged here and just taking a lot of damage. The Green Knight keeps getting stuck in combat. It's difficult to pull him out. Not sure why he's going through here, even though he's getting moved out. Of course, Knights are coming in for a beautiful charge. We have the peasant bowmen targeting the mortars down here, which is good. However, the mortars are actually not sure what they're targeting. Paladin moving forward. Knights aren't coming around. Green Knight stuck here, not doing anything. Should have just been fighting off these Gunnery Whites, but it's a missed micro from my end. Very nice summon here from Enticity on 2 bowmen that have to be microed away. Knights aren't getting some really good charges here onto the mortars, also getting more rear charges. There's going to be a chalice of potions onto this polearm unit. We'll see if they can lose that unit. There's also another summon here, which is very, very annoying, because at this point I was like, yeah, let's send in the Green Knight to do work. But now he's like really stuck here and has to... He continues to get stuck here, and that is really bad for the Green Knight. That is a good comet hitting the polearms here. It's going to be an Awakening with the Wood here. Do some damage, but wasn't placed the best way. Of course, Faye is really getting shot, and a lot of peasant bowmen are in lots of trouble here. Knights are trying to charge into the zombie pirate gunnery mob. That doesn't go great. And at this point, balance of power going firmly in favor of the vampire coast. You see Battle Pilgrims going around here. Of course, the front line is eventually going to go to Bretonia, and there's still peasant bowmen targeting down all of these units here. More Knights aren't coming around to hit the rear of this coast army, which is great. And at this point, yeah, peasant bowmen and fire arrows doing a good job. Peasant bowmen here also route off the field, but I mean, they're focusing on these deck droppers, meaning they can't shoot to count Nautilus or anything like that. It's a big block here, but of course the gunnery mob here is doing damage. It was a nice awakening of the wood onto this unit, however, it is still a summon, so it's going to go out at some point. Knights Errant here are wavering, so yeah, Battle Pilgrims rounding off the field. These units are getting hit by peasant bowmen, but the big deal here is that Fey Enchantress is not looking so hot. Green Knight here. Definitely engaging the gunnery white. Should be doing it right. This is getting difficult right now for Green Knight. There's going to be a nice Earthblood here. That's why the Fae was sent in. So she could pop an Earthblood here and then get away. Fire Arrow is really shooting at these Dectonomous bombers. Fae actually takes an engagement here, which is maybe not the best because this leaves her a little bit open. But the Green Knight is here to engage onto Noctilus. Fae going around, and another nice summon from the coast here onto the Peasant Bowmen, which have to get microed away. So the Fae is like still being microed away, but at this point, this is pretty spicy stuff. In terms of balance of power, still heavily in Coast's favor. Really doesn't look good at this point, so just decide to send in the Paladin and the Fae into this combat. That was a really nice scab scrap, catching 2 Battle Pilgrims here. There's gonna be a Comet here. Let's see just how much damage it does. And yeah, so we look at the Fae here. We see damage value of 883. Oh, I missed that one, and she's going down. She actually just got taken down by the deck droppers here. But that was a huge Comet. Definitely did damage, but it wasn't good enough. However, more Knights coming in, hitting these gunnery whites. Still some summons. Looks like the deck droppers are. Whoa. I didn't want to do that. Deck droppers still on the field. Still the Lamprey's Revenge here. Green Knight is alive and is taking out this gunnery white. Knights are in here engaging the gunnery white, but still Pistol Summon is dealing with them. Deck droppers chasing off those units. Another nice scab scrap getting rid of the cab here. Paladin routed off the field. Gunnery white here. If it gets hit, it's definitely gonna rout, but actually made it out of there. Looks like couldn't get hit by the Green Knight properly. Or will it get hit? It actually, I believe it got hit, so it's gonna crumble to death. It's one less gunnery white to worry about, and it had a lot of ammo, so that's very important. Now the gunnery white here is doing damage. I'm trying to get the Green Knight here to support the Paladin, but this is really so tough at this point. What is the Green Knight going to do? Say one-on-one against Noctilus and gunnery white, he might be able to do that, but with all these units here, you know, the Green Knight doesn't like when there's a bunch of infantry around, and of course the Lamprey's Revenge here, so balance of power is actually correct in this scenario. And Green Knight's just moving around trying to get a proper engagement onto Noctilus. That would be the idea, or the gunnery white. So here comes the Green Knight going in for a charge. Actually doesn't hit the gunnery white, I believe. But here come the crabs. Obviously Green Knight cannot disengage now because it is the final unit on the battlefield. I'm just gonna sit here and tank it for a while. 1800 value, so definitely paid for himself already. Well, but he's not having a good time for sure. As there we have it, the game is over. Valiant defeat. This takes it 2-1. Moves on to the final, so let's look at the statistics. Fae didn't get their value, Paladin and Green Knight basically did. Peasant Mob, don't expect much more. Yeah, 2 Battle Pilgrims didn't do great here, probably because they got shot. Peasant Bowmen in general, they really didn't do much here. Even though there's like two that did okay-ish, for the most part, didn't do great here just because of the deck droppers, which essentially countered them. Now, for Enticity, we have Noctilus with okay-ish value, and the gunnery whites here, massive value. As for the deckhand mob, they did their job here, so don't expect much value. This one actually did great. Deck droppers, of course, as you'd expect, massive value. Lamprey's Revenge doing fine. Mortars not really paying for themselves, but at least they took out 1 archer unit, and a little bit more than that. That is the game, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on social media. I'll see you all next time.